Hey everyone, Wadge Gaming here, back again with another video. It's Saturday, it's now Master Mode Prep Day. So for those of you that don't know, this is the day where what we do is we look at what teams I'm going to be using on the Monday reset for Master Mode. I'm going to be going through my free-to-play team for 3,900 points and my full strength team for 7,500 points. And yeah, let's get into the video. If you're new, don't forget to subscribe, do smash the like button, and do share the content around. So, Champions Stadium, let's go back into my team comp. So this week Grimsley will be weak to fire type. So this is my free to play team that I'm going to be using. I'm going to be using Blaine and Rapidash basically for a sunny day and also to try and trap the opponent. You can see some of my theme skills here. So the level 4 and Fine will give me a boost in HP buffs, and you know Rapidash hasn't got a sync grid. The other Pokemon that I'm going to use is Viola and Masquerade. This is going to be used to lower special attack with Infestation, and then also try and use with Struggle Bug, and then use Infestation to trap. Lucky Skill here has got its unflappable, so I can't be flinched. And again, these will not matter in this team, apart from the gym leader. On the sync grid, you can see I've got First Aid 4, Stationary Target 5, Poketrap 2, just fantastic. So I'm basically here just trying to trap and just trying to lower special attack with this team. The main starlight here is going to be Flannery and Torkoal. Flannery and Torkoal is going to be here to basically buff his own stats and then try and burn. And when it does burn, it's going to try and hit hard with Ember, so with the Ember spam. Lucky Skill here, you can see Defense Crush 2, so I will also try and lower stats. And you can see I've got the level 4 on Fire, so I will get a buff in attack stats. And on his grid, you can see Critical Strike 5, Solar Shield, Fortress 4, and you can see Ember, Move Gauge, Refresh. So you can see it's a triple tech team against Grimsley. My full strength team though, that I'm going to be using against Grimsley is this team. You can see I've got Blaine and Rapidash again for Sun, but this time I've got Lily and Clefairy, and Lily and Clefairy will be used here to basically buff up Charizard's stats with full power, and also use X accuracy all if I have to, just to try and heal. Then I've got Stoic 2, and I've just got the theme skills on, but again it won't matter in this team. And then you can see here from my grid here, Antitoxin, Escape Artist, you can see full power, MP refresh, accuracy all, MP refresh, X accuracy all, catalytic cure, so I will get the heal when I use that. Disarming voice, move gauge, refresh free. So you can see, and I can also lower stats with this team. But the main starlight here is going to be SS Red and Charizard. This is going to be used basically for Blast Burn to try and raise its own critical hit rate, and then try and sink as much as I can with this. Lucky Skills, Critical Strike 2, Theme Skills, the level 4 on Fire. On the grid, you can see I've got Rejuvenate 6, Power Reserves 2, and I've got the Sync Nodes and all the Blast Burn power-ups. Okay, so that is my teams against Grimsley. Moving on now to Marshall. Marshall will be weak to Psychic this week. So I'm going to be using this team against Marshall. I've got Giovanni and Mewtwo. Again, it hasn't got a grid. But this is going to be used basically to spam Psychic into Sync. He can raise his critical hit rate and evasiveness. Lucky Skill I've got here is Critical Strike 1. Theme Skill is the level 4 on Psychic, but again it won't matter in this team for the Theme Skill. On the left I have Rosa and Superior. This is going to be used to basically raise special attack for Mewtwo so that his Psychic can hit as hard as he can. And I've also got Time to Energize, so I can quickly refresh the move gauge so I can just spam Psychic. Then I've got Enlightenment 9 as a lucky skill. Again, is better to have Vigilance, and the theme skill here that if you want to connect it will be Unova. So yeah, that's Rosa. Next to Rosa is going to be Skylar, and Skylar here is basically going to be used here to raise defenses and speed, and also spam Gust, and also the odd occasional heal with Potion. Lucky Skill here has got his Vigilance, and then you can see the Unova one is the one that's going to matter here for the theme skill. Here is the grid that I've got. So Master Healer 1, Gust Move Gauge Refresh 9, Potion MP Refresh 2, and Take Flight MP Refresh 3. So you can see just spamming Gust and Potion here when I need to. So this is my free to play team against Marshall for 3,900 points. Moving on to my full strength team. Oh, why did I do that? So is he weak? Oh wait, sorry, no, my bad. Marshall is weak to flying type this week. Sorry, my bad. So you can see the reason why I haven't put... Ooh, that's a bit odd. Okay, let's change this up. I think maybe I done this because I didn't have any... There wasn't much options for free-to-play units for flying. So that is the reason. So if you do want to, you can use Pelipper if you want to hit harder, but I have opted for Mewtwo. Okay, so there you go, my bad. My full strength team against Marshall is this. So I got Skylar and Swanna. It's the same grid, same theme skill, same lucky skill. However, I've got Roxanne and Probopass. This is going to be used basically to raise my special attack. Because he can raise special attack, and also use wide guard to basically just block as much as I can. So that is Probopass. I'm also going to be pairing it up with Lysandra. Lysandra here is going to be the main starlet here because it is 6-star EX and it's got Oblivion Wing. It can AoE hit with the Sync move because it is 6-star EX. Lucky skill here I've got is Critical Strike 2. Theme skill here, you can see the one that's going to matter is the Flying, so I'll get a buff in attack stats. And the grid I've gone for is the Oblivion Wing grid, so Rejuvenate 6, HP Advantage 2, Sharp Entry 1, and lots of Oblivion Wings move gauge refreshes. So that is the team that I'm going to be using against Marshall. Moving on now to my free-to-play team for Chantel. Chantel will be weak to ground type. So I've got Medicham and Maylene. So this is going to be used here to raise attack stats and also to get that ensure critical hit and also raise critical hit. Lucky skill I've got is Defense Crush 1, so by lowering defenses I'm able to just hit a lot more harder. And you can see here the theme skills I've got, they won't matter, and he hasn't got a grid. It's also going to be paired up with Starmie. Starmie is going to be here to raise its own evasiveness and also raise special defense for the team. Lucky skills got Vigilance, and you can see here some of the theme skills here will not matter in the team. But in the sync grid, this is easily accessible for those that got it 2 out of 5. I've got X Special Defense or MP Refresh, Catch Us if you can, MP Refresh, and then Bubble Beam, Move Gauge Refresh, and lots of Bubble Beam power-ups. So the objective here is just to basically raise evasiveness as much as I can, raise special defenses as much as I can, and then spam Bubble Beam. That is Misty and Starmie. The main starlet here is going to be Hapu and Mudsdale. This is just going to be used to use high horsepower and just attack as much as I can. I will try and probably raise my accuracy in the beginning because high horsepower does have a 95% accuracy rate. And you can see here I've got Defense Crush 1 as well, so I can lower defenses. And the ground level 1 is the one that you can buff up to level 4 if you want to. So my full strength team against Chantel is my sand team. So I've got Acerola and Palisand. This is just basically the sand grid which I'll be using to try and flinch and use sand as much as possible. I've got Troublemaker 1, so that flinch should work a bit more better than what he is. And on the grid I've got Soothing Sand 1, Sand Shelter, all the Sandstorm nodes, so MP Refresh, Flagbearer 9, Focus Group 4, and also Astonish Aggravation 1. So that is Palisand. Then next I've got is Jasmine and Steelix, and I've got the Sand Tank grid on this. So this is just basically to raise defenses and also use Clang to protect my whole team from critical hits. And also just try and block as much as I can. Lucky skill here I got is Defense Crush 2. And then you can see here all the theme skills I've got. On the grid, I've got the Soothing Sand 1, Sand Shelter, Clang, X Defense All, Clang Berserker Bunch 1. So you can see what I'm going here for, just basically the Sand Tank grid. And the main starlet here is going to be Garchomp. Garchomp's going to be here basically to raise his own stats and then just spam Earthquake and the Sync move. Lucky skill got Surgeon Sand 2, so I will get the Multiply with Earthquake. And you can see here all the theme skills I've got. It will not matter much. And you can see on the grid I've got Surgeon Sand 3, Ramming Speed, Sand Shelter, Sand Screen, and Earthquake Move Gauge Refresh. So that's the team that I'm going to be going for against Chantel. Moving on now to Caitlin. Caitlin will be weak to Electric again, so she has been weak to Electric before. So this is the team that I'm going to go for my free to play. I've got Lisa and Lunatone, so this is going to be used to basically raise special attack. And also special defenses for the team. and I'm just going to spam Confusion after that. Lucky skill here is Critical Strike 2. Again, it's better to have Vigilance on the support, and you can see I've got level 4 on everything, but it will not matter for her. Then I've got the Pikachu. Pikachu's here basically for potion to try and heal the team when it's needed, so it's basically act as a support more than what it's going to be used for attacking. When I do attack, I will be using Thunderbolt. Lucky skill I've got here is Gritty 1, so if it is paralyzed it will do a lot more damage. However, better to have Critical Strike 2 on a Pikachu, and then I've got the level 4 theme skill on Electric, so I will get a buff in attack stats. Here I've got all the Thundershock power-ups, Potion, Master Healer 1, Potion MP Refresh. So as well as using Thunderbolt, my main move to use is Thundershock, to use as less move gauges as I can. Moving on now to the main star is going to be Raichu. Raichu is going to be used for discharge and for using its sync move. And the lucky skill here I got is Clear-Headed, but again, it's better to have Critical Strike 2 on a low-end Raichu. And I've got the level 4 theme skill on Electric. On my sync grid, I've got the sync node buffs. I've got Inertia, so the more my speed is risen, the more harder my sync move is going to hit. And I've got all the discharge power-ups and discharge move gauge refresh free, so you can see what I'm going here for to try and attack with Raichu. Moving on to my full strength team, so this is also going to be the team that I'm going to use against Tornadus, or have used by then because this is all pre-recorded. I've got Hilbert and Samurott, which is basically going to use in this together to raise attack and critical hit in 2 turns to max it. Lucky skill I've got is Defense Crush 1. Theme skill again here, what will matter is Unova. And I've got the buff up sync grid, so I've got Endurance, Vigilance, Critical Squad 2, and I've got the move gauge refresh 3 on Aquatel. And so you can see what I'm going with. So that is Samurott. Next I've got is Volkner and Luxray, which is going to be here to try and basically flinch, paralyze, and also use electric terrain, just so that N can hit a lot more harder than what it can already. Lucky skill here has got Super Duper Effective 1. I've got level 4 on Electric, and you can see on the sync grid I've got First Aid 4, Electric Potion 3, Shock Recovery 1, Electric Terrain MP Refresh 2. So you can see what I've gone for here, so basically this will work a lot better in electric terrain. Moving on to the main striker, I've got N at 6-star EX. This is going to be used to basically AoE hit and also use Bolt Strike as much as I can. Lucky skill here I've got is Critical Strike 2, which is the best to go for this. Theme skill's got level 4 on Electric and Unova, so it will link with all the other 2 pairs that I've got. On the sync grid, I've got all the sync node power-ups, Static Shock 3, Lith, Bolt Strike Accuracy, and then also Bolt Strike Move Gauge Refresh. So you can see this is going to probably try and one-shot it after it syncs. Moving on now to the final Elite Four member, which is Alda. Alda will be weak to Rock type. So what I'm going to be doing for my free-to-play is using exactly the same Pokemon team that I used in the beginning when Alda was introduced. So I'm going to use Caiton Semitod to basically use a Mud Shot to lower speed, and that will activate Onyx's multipliers, which we'll see in a minute. Lucky skill here, you can see Dragon Guard is not the best to have, and also all these other theme skills will not matter in the team, but basically this is going to be used for Mud Shot just to lower speed as much as I can, so when Onyx does sync he will hit hard. And then I've got Torchic. Torchic is basically here to raise attack stats and critical hit for the team. Lucky skill I've got is Defense Crush 2, so again when it does lower defenses, Onyx will hit a lot harder and Onyx will probably sync nuke, and Torchic doesn't have a grid. Moving on to the main Pokemon, and that's Brock and Onyx. So what I'm going to try and use is use Rock Tomb and also Rock Hard Determination to raise my attack stats. Rock Tomb will also lower speed, and I've got Mad Strength 2, so I can also raise my own attack stats as well when I do hit. And you can see here the theme skills I've got, it will not matter. On the sync grid, I've got here Rock Tomb power-ups, the Rock Slide sync move power-up, Tough Cookie, so the more my defense is risen, the more harder I'm going to hit. Hunter's Instinct, the more my speed is risen, I think. Yeah, the more the speed is lowered, the more harder I'm going to hit. And I've got Haymaker, so the more my attack stats are risen, the more sync move power it's going to do. So it's going to probably try and sync it with this. So this is my free-to-play team. My full strength team is going to be this. So I got a Leo and Pre-Marina. This is going to be used basically to use We've Got Tricks to basically raise as much attack stats as I can. And I've also got Sing to put the opponent to sleep and try and sleep chain. Lucky skill I've got here is Troublemaker 1, and theme skills will not matter. Apart from, I think, Alola, yeah. So all these Pokemon are from Alola, so we'll get an Alolan link. On the sync grid here, what I've got is Sparkling Aria, Defense Crush, Mind Games 4, Move Gauge Refresh, Sparkling Aria Chip Rock 4, and Power Reserves 4. So this is an underrated support. I did underrate it. I've also got Kueki and Lycanroc, so this is going to be used to try and flinch with Accelerock as much as I can. Lucky skill here I've got is Power Flux 2, and then the theme skill that will matter is the Alone and Rock. On the grid, I do have a sand grid here for some reason. I'm going to change this up. I'll change it up. Let's look at it now what I've got. I've got Layer Move Gauge Refresh 4, Accelerock Staggering 5, Fanfare 1, so raises the attack of all allies after using Sync Move, but I will not sync with this. Unbending, so I may change this up, but it will be used basically for flinching and trying to refresh, Woo Refreshing. The main Pokemon here is going to be Lycanroc to attack as much as it can. I will raise attack stats and also use Hard as Diamond to raise my critical hit and accuracy, and then basically spam Stone Edge and the Sync Move. Lucky skill got Stalwart because I don't want my special defenses to get lowered. Theme skill that will get activated is the Rock and the Lowen. On the sync grid, I've got the Sync Move power-ups, the Stone Edge accuracy, inertia, wide awake, accuracy, so my accuracy cannot be lowered. And I've got the Rock Throw and Stone Edge Move Gauge Refresh. So you can see what I'm trying to go here for. So that is my team. Well, those are my teams that I'm going to be using. Do let me know in the comments below what teams you will be using. Do let me know if all the other previous episodes that I've done on the Saturdays and /Sundays have helped. And good luck for your reset for Monday. Do remember that on Monday it will be the last week for Unova Master Mode. Until we get the data mined, we don't know what's going to happen the week after. So hopefully we get another Unova Master Mode and it can reset. If not, we'll see. Maybe we can get Hoenn or something. Anyway, let's see. If you're new, don't forget to subscribe. Do smash the like button. Do share the content around, and I'll see you all for the next one.